Have you ever looked around at your life and thought, why doesn't this feel right? Even when nothing is technically wrong. You wake up, go through your routine, handle your responsibilities, and maybe even hit some goals. But deep down there's this heavy feeling, a quiet discomfort that never fully leaves. You smile, but it doesn't reach your eyes. You laugh, but something feels missing. It's like you're living someone else's life, wearing a mask that fits, but barely. And the hardest part? You can't explain it to anyone. How do you tell people I feel empty when they see you succeeding? How do you say something's wrong when everything on the outside looks fine? You start to wonder if you're just ungrateful, if maybe you're broken. But you're not. You're not lost. You're not lazy. You're not weak. You're just not aligned. What you're feeling is a silent alarm. It's your inner world trying to get your attention. Your body knows before your mind admits it. The fatigue that doesn't go away no matter how much you sleep. The restlessness that follows you everywhere, even in moments that should bring peace. The boredom that creeps in, not from lack of activity, but from lack of purpose. This isn't burnout. This isn't just stress. This is your soul whispering. You're on the wrong path. We live in a world that teaches us to chase achievements, not alignment. To stay busy, stay productive, stay in line. And so, we do. We check the boxes. We follow the plan. But no one tells you what to do when the life you built starts feeling like a cage. When your success starts to feel like a sentence instead of freedom. So, you push that feeling down. You numb it with distraction. You tell yourself to be grateful. And still, the ache remains. Here's the truth. You're not crazy for feeling this way. In fact, it means you're awake. You're paying attention. You're not settling for surface-level success or living a life that looks good but feels hollow. That discomfort you're carrying, it's trying to wake you up. It's trying to lead you back to yourself. Because there is a version of your life where you feel alive again, where the excitement you've lost returns, where your energy isn't drained by obligation, but fueled by purpose. That version doesn't come from outside validation or someone else's idea of what your life should be. It comes from alignment, from listening to the signals you're so used to ignoring. And if you've felt that quiet ache, that growing resistance, if you've ever caught yourself thinking, there has to be more than this, stay with me, because you're not alone, you're not stuck. And most importantly, you're not too late. The discomfort you feel isn't here to destroy you. It's here to guide you, to pull you towards something better, something deeper, something real. By the end of this video, you'll see the 3 critical warnings that show you're on the wrong path and what to do about them. You'll understand why you feel the way you do, and more importantly, how to stop drifting and start living with clarity, courage, and purpose again. Your life doesn't have to feel like this. You have more power than you realize. And it all starts by facing the truth you've been trying not to see. You've worked hard. You've pushed yourself. You've followed the rules, the advice, the path laid out before you. You've achieved what so many dream of: titles, money, recognition. Yet the joy you expected never came. Instead, there's this strange emptiness, like winning a race you didn't want to run in the first place. This feeling isn't a failure, it's a signal. A warning that what you chased isn't truly yours. It's easy to confuse success with happiness, to think that if you get enough, do enough, or become enough, you'll finally feel whole. But science tells us something different. Happiness doesn't come from achievement alone. It comes from meaning, from connection, from living in alignment with who you truly are. When your external world looks like success, but your heart feels empty, that's a silent crisis. You may have been chasing a dream someone else painted for you, a dream society said you should want. And now, with all you've gathered, it feels hollow because it never fit your soul in the first place. This is one of the most painful places to be, caught between what you've built and who you are inside. You might feel trapped. Like you've wasted time. Like you're failing even when by every measure you are not. But the truth is you haven't failed. You've simply outgrown the life you're living. And that's a powerful, even beautiful realization. Because it means you're ready for something different. This emptiness, this quiet void, is your mind and body telling you that the life you have isn't enough. It's asking you to pause and reflect. Are you living for others or for yourself? Are you building a legacy that feels meaningful to you or one that looks good on paper? Are you chasing approval or authenticity? Your soul craves more than comfort and status. It craves purpose. Real purpose that wakes you up with energy, not exhaustion. Purpose that makes the hard days worth it. Purpose that aligns with your values and passions. When you find this, success no longer feels like a chore. It feels like a calling. And here's the secret. This purpose isn't hidden. It's not something you have to discover on some distant mountain. It's already inside you. You just need to clear away the noise, the expectations, the fears, the doubts, to hear it again. The good news is that you're not alone in this. Every person who's ever found true fulfillment has faced this moment of disconnect, the moment when they realized the path they were on wasn't theirs to walk. And every one of them had to make a choice, continue the safe, familiar route, or step into uncertainty and rewrite their story. Choice is yours too, but it requires brutal honesty. It requires courage to admit that the life you're living isn't enough. To admit that the success you've achieved doesn't fill the hole inside. Imagine what would happen if you stopped chasing what others told you to want. If you let go of the approval you thought you needed. If you allowed yourself to be guided by your own truth instead. It won't be easy. The path of real alignment always demands courage. It means facing fears, risking failure, and stepping into the unknown. But the reward is worth it. A life lived on your terms, full of meaning, energy, and joy. You deserve to wake up excited about your day. You deserve to feel proud of the life you're building because it reflects who you really are. You deserve to live fully, not just survive comfortably. This emptiness you feel isn't a sign of defeat. It's a call to action, a wake-up call, a chance to break free from the invisible chains of expectations and start living with intention. Your heart knows this is true. Even if your mind tries to convince you otherwise, it's time to trust it, to honor that deep knowing that says, there's more for me, more meaning, more connection, more life. You've already taken the first step by feeling this discomfort. Now, use it. Let it fuel you. Let it guide you to a new path. One where success is measured not by what you have, but by how alive you feel. One where your achievements feed your soul, not drain it. This is your moment, your life waiting to be reclaimed, your purpose ready to be embraced. And it all begins with one simple truth. Success without fulfillment is the greatest loss of all. Don't settle for less than you deserve. Don't ignore the warning signs your soul is sending. Because a life lived on the wrong path is no life at all. But a life lived in alignment, that is freedom, that is joy, that is yours for the taking. There's a feeling many of us know too well, the heavy dread that settles deep inside as the weekend fades away. That sinking sensation when Sunday evening arrives, and the thought of Monday morning makes your chest tighten. It's a slow, creeping weight that drags down your spirit, making each new day feel like a battle before it even begins. This isn't just tiredness or temporary stress. This dread is your body and mind sending a powerful message. It's resistance that goes beyond fatigue, a quiet rebellion against a life that no longer fits. It's the internal alarm ringing non-stop, warning you that something is deeply wrong. You might try to ignore it. You might tell yourself it's just a phase, or that you'll push through. But this kind of resistance doesn't just disappear. It grows louder in your bones, until it becomes impossible to ignore. You wake up wanting to stay in bed. You drag yourself through the motions, numb and disconnected. Every task feels heavier than the last. This is not a sign of weakness or laziness. It's your spirit reacting to being trapped. Your soul knows it's out of alignment. Every ounce of your being is screaming that this is not where you belong. The human brain isn't built for endless struggle without meaning. It craves purpose, fulfillment, and connection. When you live in constant resistance, you deplete your reserves. Your motivation runs dry, Your passion fades, and even the simplest things start to feel overwhelming. Psychologists call this chronic resistance psychic pain. It's the deep emotional toll of living a life that contradicts your core self. And it's far more exhausting than physical fatigue. It drains your confidence, clouds your clarity, and steals your joy. You might find yourself escaping in ways that feel like relief, scrolling endlessly, zoning out on screens, numbing with food or substances, or losing yourself in distractions. These aren't just habits, they are symptoms of the deeper pain you're carrying. Your mind is desperately trying to avoid the truth it knows but fears to face. Because the truth is scary. It asks you to admit that you're off course, that the job, relationship, or lifestyle you cling to isn't feeding your soul, that the dream you've chased might not be yours after all. Facing this can feel like losing everything, like falling into a void with no safety net. But here's the real danger. If you keep resisting, if you keep numbing, the pain doesn't disappear, it deepens. You risk losing not just your happiness, but your sense of self. The years pass, the dreams fade, and the person you wanted to become gets buried under layers of shoulds and musts. The only way out is to stop fighting the feeling. To stop ignoring the signals your mind and body are sending. To stop pretending that this pain is normal or acceptable. You must face it. You must lean into that dread and ask what it's trying to teach you. Because inside that discomfort lies your greatest clue. The path you're on is wrong. And you have the power to change course. It starts with permission. The permission to feel your feelings without judgment. To say, yes, this hurts. Yes, this is hard. But I am ready to listen. When you give yourself this permission, something shifts. The resistance begins to soften. The fog starts to clear. Your energy flickers back to life. Courage isn't about never feeling fear or dread. It's about moving forward, even when you do. It's about acknowledging the pain and still choosing to step toward what feels real and true. You don't have to know every step of the way. You just have to take one step. The next step. The one that honors your heart's quiet rebellion. The one that says, I deserve a life that feels alive. That feeling of dread isn't your enemy. It's a guide. It's your soul's way of shaking you awake. If you listen, if you act, you will find freedom. You will find peace. You will find yourself again. This resistance is not a prison, it's a doorway. And on the other side lies the life you've been waiting for. The hardest part isn't the fear itself, it's what that fear makes you hold on to. We cling to what's familiar, even when it's hurting us, because the unknown feels terrifying. Your brain is wired to protect you from loss, from risk, from uncertainty. This natural instinct is called loss aversion, meaning the pain of losing what you know feels greater than the excitement of gaining something new. So you stay stuck. You stay in the job that drains your soul. You stay in the relationship that no longer nurtures you. You stay in the comfort of routine, even if it's suffocating. Because change feels like stepping into a void, a place with no guarantees, a place where you could fail, lose, or be alone. But here's the truth no one tells you. Comfort is often a cage. It's a trap disguised as safety. And every moment you stay trapped, you lose a little piece of yourself. You settle for less than your potential. You betray the dreams you once held close. You silence the voice inside you that knows there's more. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's feeling that fear and moving forward anyway. It's choosing to step off the edge of the familiar, not because you know what's coming, but because you trust that the life waiting for you is worth the risk. This kind of courage doesn't show up in grand gestures. It shows up in small decisions. Saying no to what drains you. Saying yes to what feeds you. Taking one step toward your truth, even when your legs shake. You don't have to have it all figured out. You don't have to wait for the perfect moment, the perfect plan, or the perfect sign. The perfect moment is the one you decide to make perfect by acting. The plan unfolds as you move forward. The sign is the courage that rises inside you. Let go of the lie that stability means staying stuck. Let go of the fear that change means failure. Because the real failure is never trying. The real failure is living a life that feels like a slow, quiet death. You were made for more than this. You were born to create, to grow, to shine. The person you want to become already exists inside you. It's the part of you that dreams, hopes, and dares. That part is waiting for you to stop hiding, to stop settling, to start believing. Every great transformation begins with a decision to move despite fear. The brave don't have fewer doubts. They have more faith. More faith in themselves, in their resilience, and in the possibility that life can be different. This moment, the one you're in right now, is your invitation to begin that transformation. To choose courage over comfort, to choose growth over stagnation, to choose the unknown over the familiar. Because on the other side of fear is freedom. On the other side of uncertainty is clarity. On the other side of pain is purpose. You already have everything you need to step through that door. All it takes is the willingness to face your fear, listen to your truth, and take one step. That step will change everything. The life you want is waiting for you beyond the fear, but you have to walk toward it, will you? When you feel disconnected from your life, it's not just about what you're doing, it's about who you've become in the process. Over time, living out of alignment chips away at your identity. You lose sight of the person you truly are beneath the roles and expectations. You start to believe the story that this drained, exhausted version of you is all there is. But this is a lie. It's a story crafted by fear and conditioned habits, not by your true self. Your real self, the part that is vibrant, creative, and full of possibility, is still alive beneath the surface. It's waiting patiently for you to remember who you are. The danger of living on the wrong path is that it convinces you to settle for less than your potential. It teaches you to shrink, to dim your light, to silence your voice. You begin to think that this version of you, tired, overwhelmed, uninspired, is your permanent identity. That this is the new normal. But the truth is, your identity is not fixed. It's fluid. It evolves when you decide to change, when you choose to step off autopilot and take back control. When you refuse to let fear define who you are. Every thought you have, every choice you make shapes your sense of self. If you keep telling yourself you're stuck, powerless, or unworthy, that becomes your reality. But if you start telling yourself you are capable, worthy, and ready to grow, that too becomes real. Reclaiming your identity means reclaiming your power. It means choosing beliefs and actions that serve your growth, not limit it. It means breaking free from the stories that keep you small. You have the power to rewrite the narrative you tell yourself every day, to replace doubt with confidence, to replace fear with curiosity, to replace settling with boldness. This is the heart of transformation, shifting your identity to match the life you want to live. Becoming the person who pursues purpose, not just comfort. Becoming the person who acts despite fear, not because of it. Becoming the person who embraces growth, not avoidance. The good news is that identity doesn't change overnight. It shifts with every decision, every step forward. Each time you choose what feels authentic, you reinforce that truth in your mind and body. You create new neural pathways that support the life you want. This is how transformation becomes sustainable. Not through willpower alone, but through a deep rewiring of how you see yourself. When your identity aligns with your highest values and deepest desires, your actions naturally follow. You don't have to wait for motivation or inspiration to strike. You can build momentum by choosing small, meaningful actions that reflect who you want to be. Over time, these choices accumulate, and your identity begins to transform. Imagine waking up each day feeling connected to your purpose, energized by your vision, and confident in your direction. Imagine no longer feeling like a passenger in your own life, but the driver, fully in control. That vision isn't a distant dream. It's within reach the moment you decide to reclaim your identity, to stop defining yourself by what you've been told or what you've endured, to start defining yourself by who you are becoming. Your true self is waiting, patient, strong, and ready. All you have to do is choose to step into that truth, to take ownership of your story, to become the person who refuses to settle for anything less than a life lived fully. This is your path. This is your power. This is your moment. Will you claim it? The truth is, living a life that feels wrong wears down more than just your spirit. It steals your energy, your clarity, your very ability to dream. When you're on the wrong path, every decision feels like a struggle, every step like dragging a weight behind you. Your mind becomes clouded with doubt and exhaustion, and your heart feels heavy with regret. This isn't how you were meant to live. You were made to thrive, to expand, to create. But that can only happen when your energy flows freely toward what truly matters to you. When your focus is clear, and your passion fuels your actions instead of drains them. Your energy is your most valuable resource. It determines what you can give, how you show up, and the quality of your life. When you feel constantly drained, disconnected, or overwhelmed, it's a sign your energy is being misdirected, spent on things that don't align with your true self. Energy isn't just physical, it's emotional, mental, and spiritual too. It's the fuel that powers your motivation and creativity. It's what helps you face challenges with resilience, instead of giving in to defeat. When you're living out of alignment, you lose this energy. You waste it fighting battles that don't belong to you. You burn it trying to fit into roles that feel unnatural. You leak it through resistance, worry, and self-doubt. But here's the key. Energy can be restored. When you realign your life with your deepest values and authentic desires, your energy comes back. It flows, it grows, it multiplies. This is not about working harder or pushing through exhaustion. It's about working smarter, focusing on what lights you up, what moves you forward, what connects you to your purpose. When you start to protect your energy, you create a powerful ripple effect. Your decisions become clearer. Your confidence grows. Your creativity flourishes. Your relationships deepen. Your resilience strengthens. This shift in energy changes everything. It transforms your mindset from scarcity to abundance, from fear to possibility, from survival to thriving. And it all begins with awareness, becoming conscious of where your energy goes, what drains you, and what fuels you. This is a radical act of self-care and self-respect. It's saying, I matter, my energy matters, my life matters. You have the power to decide what deserves your energy. You can say no to what exhausts you. You can say yes to what inspires you. This is how you take back control of your life. The path to transformation is paved with energy aligned to your purpose. Without it, even the best plans falter. With it, even the toughest obstacles become opportunities. So, listen to your energy. Notice when it dips, when it surges. Pay attention to the people, activities, and thoughts that either drain or renew you. Use this as your compass to guide your choices. Imagine living each day with energy that fuels your passion instead of drains your spirit. Imagine waking up eager to face the day because your heart is connected to what you do. Imagine your mind clear, your focus sharp, and your body strong. This is not a dream. It's a reality within your reach when you choose to align your energy with your truth. Don't let your energy slip away in the wrong direction. Don't sacrifice your vitality for a life that isn't yours. Instead, protect it fiercely, nourish it thoughtfully, direct it intentionally. Your energy is your power, your fuel for transformation, your bridge from where you are to where you want to be. Guard it well, use it wisely, let it carry you to the life you were born to live. There's a subtle but devastating trap that many fall into when they're on the wrong path, a loss of trust in themselves. When life doesn't feel right, when your efforts don't bring fulfillment, your inner voice starts to whisper doubts. Maybe I'm not capable. Maybe I'm not meant for more. Maybe this is just how it has to be. Those whispers grow louder over time, until they become a deafening chorus that drowns out your true instincts. Trusting yourself is the foundation of any meaningful change. Without it, you hesitate, second-guess, and play small. You settle for what's easy rather than what's right. You lose your sense of direction because you no longer believe in your own ability to choose wisely. But the truth is, your inner wisdom is still there, even if it feels buried beneath years of doubt and fear. That voice inside you, The one that knows what feels right and wrong, what ignites your soul and what drains it, is your compass. It's your connection to your true path. When you lose trust in yourself, it's because you've been disconnected from that compass for too long. You've been listening to outside voices, expectations, judgments, fears, instead of your own heart. You've ignored your gut feelings, dismissed your desires, and silenced your intuition. Rebuilding trust in yourself is not about perfection. It's about consistency. It's about showing up for yourself, again and again, with honesty and courage. It's about taking small steps that align with your values and honoring how they make you feel. Every time you listen to your inner voice and act on it, you strengthen that trust. Every time you respect your boundaries, say no to what doesn't serve you, and say yes to what feels authentic, you reclaim your power. This process requires patience and kindness. You will stumble, you will doubt, but that doesn't mean you failed. It means you're human. It means you're learning to stand on your own 2 feet again. Trust is the soil where your courage grows. Without it, fear takes root and controls your choices. With it, you gain clarity and confidence to step into the unknown, to pursue your dreams, and to create the life that fits your soul. Ask yourself, when was the last time you truly listened to your inner voice? When did you last honor your feelings without judgment? When did you last believe that you are enough, exactly as you are, to make the right decisions? This moment, right now, is your chance to begin that rebuilding, to start trusting yourself so deeply that fear no longer controls you, to choose your path based on your truth, not others' expectations. Trust doesn't mean you won't feel fear or uncertainty. It means you will move forward anyway, knowing that you can handle whatever comes. It means believing in your resilience, your wisdom, and your ability to adapt. When you rebuild trust in yourself, you unlock a powerful force, the force of self-belief. And self-belief is the foundation of transformation. It's what propels you through obstacles, keeps you committed, and fuels your growth. You are stronger than you realize. You are wiser than you know. You have everything inside you to navigate the path ahead. Your task is to reconnect, to listen, to honor, to believe. Because when you trust yourself, you reclaim your life. You become the author of your own story. You step fully into your power, and nothing can stop you then. When you're on the wrong path, there's a persistent feeling of emptiness that gnaws at your soul. It's not about physical hunger or fatigue. It's a hunger for meaning, for purpose, for something that resonates deeply within you. This emptiness feels like a void that no achievement, no possession, no approval can fill. You might try to mask it with distractions, busyness, social media, shallow relationships, or chasing goals that don't align with your heart. But no matter how hard you try, the emptiness remains. It whispers to you in quiet moments, reminding you that something vital is missing. This emptiness is not a punishment or a flaw. It's a signal, a call to wake up and look inward. It's your soul's way of telling you that your current path isn't nourishing your deepest needs, that the life you're living lacks authenticity and meaning. The human mind craves coherence. It wants your outer life to reflect your inner truth. When there's a gap between who you are and what you do, you experience cognitive dissonance, a mental and emotional discomfort that drives dissatisfaction and stress. Ignoring this emptiness only deepens it. It creates a cycle of dissatisfaction that can lead to anxiety, depression, and a sense of being lost. Your dreams feel distant. Your motivation wanes. You begin to question if fulfillment is even possible. But here's the powerful truth. This emptiness is a doorway, not a dead end. It invites you to explore what truly matters to you, beyond external validation or societal expectations. It pushes you to reconnect with your values, your passions, and your unique gifts. The path to fulfillment begins with listening to that quiet voice inside that knows what feels right and what doesn't. It requires courage to face the discomfort of emptiness and to ask the hard questions. What do I really want? What makes me come alive? What legacy do I want to leave? Filling this emptiness isn't about acquiring more. It's about aligning more. Aligning your daily actions, your relationships, your work, and your goals with the core of who you are. When you begin this alignment, something remarkable happens. The emptiness starts to fade. It's replaced by a sense of fullness of purpose, connection, and joy. You feel more alive, more engaged, more at peace. This fullness fuels your resilience. It gives you strength to overcome obstacles and setbacks because you are no longer chasing empty dreams. You're pursuing your true calling. Imagine waking up every day with a sense of meaning so strong that even challenges feel like stepping stones. Imagine living a life where your actions reflect your values, where your heart and mind move together in harmony. This is not a distant fantasy. It's available to you now, the moment you decide to listen to that emptiness and honor it as a guide. The emptiness you feel is a sacred invitation to shed what no longer serves you and to embrace what makes your spirit sing. You don't have to stay stuck in that hollow feeling. You don't have to settle for a life that feels meaningless. You have the power to fill the void with purpose, to turn emptiness into fulfillment, to live a life that feels whole. This transformation begins with a choice, to stop running from your emptiness and start exploring it with honesty and courage, because within that emptiness lies the path to your true self. And when you follow it, you'll find a richness that no external success can match. You are ready to fill your life with meaning. You are ready to walk a path that honors your soul. The question is, will you take the step? When you stay on a path that isn't right for you, you carry a heavy burden, one that often goes unseen but feels impossible to ignore. It's the weight of regret, the silent voice of what if, the nagging thought of time slipping through your fingers. Every day you spend living a life that doesn't align with your truth adds to this weight, making it harder to breathe, to move, to dream. Regret is a powerful emotion. It pulls at your heart and mind with a relentless grip. It's not just about past mistakes or missed opportunities. It's about the gap between who you are and who you want to be. It's the painful awareness that you're not living up to your potential, that you're not honoring the gifts and dreams you carry inside. But regret doesn't have to be a prison. It can be a teacher, a catalyst, a call to action. The moment you acknowledge your regret, you open the door to change. You shift from being a passive victim of circumstances to an active creator of your life. Regret becomes the fuel that drives you forward, not the chains that hold you back. This transformation requires honesty. It demands that you face your truth without excuses or blame. It asks you to look at your life clearly and ask, what am I willing to change? What have I been avoiding? What risks am I ready to take? Change is uncomfortable. It shakes the foundation of your life. It challenges your identity and your sense of safety. But it is also the path to freedom. Freedom from the burden of regret. Freedom to become the person you were meant to be. Every step you take toward alignment, no matter how small, lightens the weight of regret. Every choice to pursue your true path releases a little more of the pain. And with each release, you reclaim your power and your peace. Imagine looking back years from now and knowing that you chose courage over fear, that you listened to your heart and made decisions that honored your soul, that you didn't let regret define your story, but used it to write a new chapter. This is possible for you. It starts with a single decision, a decision to stop running from regret and start using it as a compass. A decision to see regret not as a failure, but as an invitation to live more fully. You have the strength to turn regret into wisdom, to transform pain into purpose, to rewrite your future with intention and courage. The truth is, the only way to avoid regret is to live a life true to yourself, to take risks that align with your deepest values, to chase dreams that ignite your spirit. No one else can do this for you. No one else can feel your regret or walk your path. It's your responsibility, your gift, and your opportunity. The weight of regret will never disappear on its own. It will only fade when you choose to face it, learn from it, and move beyond it. You deserve a life where regret is replaced by pride, where your heart is light and your spirit free. That life is waiting. But it requires action. It requires you to step into the discomfort, the uncertainty, the growth. You have everything within you to carry this burden and transform it into wings. to rise above regret and soar toward your true purpose. Will you take that step? Will you let go of the weight and claim your freedom? Will you live a life without regret,